Okay, so let's get warmed up on the live stream. You might be seeing my front view right now. Just make sure it's going live, and we have our photography bags. You may have seen I'm right behind my photography bags. You are seeing a slightly wider view than you would normally see, but that is because I wanted you to see the 5 photography bags and the long-term reviews. So I've had these bags long enough to be able to make this live stream and let you know which one I prefer, why I have so many, and it should be an interesting video and a stream. So do make sure to say hello if you're joining in the stream. Let me bring you over to this view. Yes, just like that. So now we have a 2-camera setup, and this week's photography live show is going to be all about 5 photography bags, and we're going to actually get into it and show you examples of what you can fit in the bags and why I think certain bags are better than others. If you're in this journey and you have a small camera, we'll be accommodating you. If you have loads of camera gear, we'll be accommodating you as well. This week's photography live show. So as always, if you're joining us, thank you. It's always great to have you on. This show has been designed for replay purposes, so be sure to check the description of this video and you will actually see chapters, so you can just jump to the bit you're interested in. So we're going to look at 5 camera bags. Let me show you all of the camera bags, or let me show you walking with all the camera bags so you can see what they look like, and then we'll break down into individual camera bags and let you know which one is good. So that is our 5 photography bags. That is a Lowepro small bag designed for smaller cameras. We've got the 1510 Pelican case. We've got the Fastpack Lowepro. We've got the Billingham there. So there's a few bags that we are going to be discussing today. But before we continue, this show is always brought to you by somebody. So here we go. So just in case that didn't come through, that is DSTE Batteries. The show has been sponsored by them today, and you can check the description just to see the link for them, and you can pick up your batteries for your cameras. So I think we've covered the main bits there. What we'll do is we'll look at the first camera. Let me bring you back, camera bag that is. So if I bring you back to this wide view now, you should see more on my desk. So a number of different photography bags will be good for different scenarios. So what we will do is I'll show you one of the bags, and we can take that and see how you fit your gear into it. So I think the first one we'll do is a small camera bag. I picked them all up from the desk and put them behind me. But if I show you that one there, that is the first small bag. That is a Lowepro bag. If you have a small camera setup, let me get rid of this banner so it's not in the way. Okay, that might be better. You might see more of the desk now. And do say hello in chat if you're dropping in. This is a live stream, so we'll be able to answer your questions live. So this is the first camera bag. Oh, a bit of a surprise in there. I was expecting it to be empty, but it looks like I've been looking for the action camera. It's hiding in the bag. Okay, so this is your first bag, and this is the Lowepro bag. Let me show you the VT of this, and you can see how it looks and how it performs. I did a small segment outdoors and recorded it, so you should see that now. Let me just bring that to you. I thought it'd be smoother to show you the clips as opposed to doing it live. So if I show you the small, this is bulked together. So I have a tripod bag and a small camera bag, which go very well together. Okay, so the first bag I'm going to show you is a tripod bag. This bag normally comes with tripods. I have done a separate review on this tripod on the channel, so you can check that out. But for bag purposes, if you need to carry the tripod on its own, it's a great option. this bag holds this tripod in, which is a newer tripod. It goes fairly high, but the bag itself has compartments and handles. So you can see there's a nice strap for your back. There's handles here you can carry like that. So if you've got a point and shoot camera, or you use your mobile phone, you can always have the little mobile phone stand on the tripod. Okay, so this bag is a small Lowepro bag. This one is the Nova 140AW. Now I'm showing you this bag alongside the tripod bag there, because that would be a perfect combination. If you're taking a tripod and doing a small shoot, and you've got a mirrorless camera or something that you can carry, so like your mobile phone even, maybe if you've got an additional mobile phone, this bag is quite handy. So you'll see it opens up, and then right now I have my 550D with a 50mm lens in it. That gives you an idea of what this bag can carry. And you can see there's additional options for memory card storage and a little pack on the front for extra batteries. I have a slot here where in theory you could slide in another lens. So that's a little camera bag that would be handy, and it distributes the weight quite well with this little system there. And also on the back of here you have got loops. So if you wanted to attach that onto a belt, you could actually have it right on your side. It's a good weight, it's a good make. It's got a waterproof little section here whereby you can take out, and if it does actually downpour in the rain, you can just cover the whole bag up, and that is a full waterproof option for the bag. If I show you that, just like that, it still allows use of the strap, which is good, just like that. That kind of gives your stuff waterproof. So that's two bags that we've looked at so far, and they're small options. In this video, what's in my Lowepro Nova 140AW all-weather shoulder bag. So here you go, you can see it's a nice compact size bag. It's great for smaller cameras or single camera bodies. I normally carry my video camera in this bag, but sometimes if I've got a very small shoot, I'll take the 550D and the 50mm 1.4 lens, as you can see here, along with my little Goodman's action camera, which lets me get a few funky angles and shots which support my video. So there I've got a little stand for that, and the Goodman's action camera in its waterproof case, as well as all the little clips and little straps that go along with that, and the cable. This camera bag is quite handy, especially if you've got the smaller compact sensor cameras and micro 2/3 cameras, things like that. It's a great all-round camera. It fits on the shoulder comfortably, and it's got extra little fabric cover on the back that you can put over it. It's got belt loops in the back, so you can actually have it as a fanny pack style thing, which I'm not a big fan of. But there you can see a quick overview. The camera is quite a full crop sensor DSLR. There's a few other items that you can get in there along with it. So that was a quick look at two different clips. So those clips were designed to help you see what can fit in these bags, because I know once you get these bags there will be questions about, wait a minute, can I fit my gear into them? So that's the reason I've made this clip, to try and show you all aspects of the bag. So the small bag here you can see is the one that was featured in that clip, and this is a tripod bag. So it's a perfect combination, like I said in the video, and that's your first options for bags. And let's have a quick look at a bit more detail on this. So let me just bring you up on my desktop. That should work. Yes, it does. Less bugs this time. The last live stream we had amazing fun, didn't we? So now, okay, I've done a quick search of the Lowepro Nova 140AW, which is the bag I showed you just there, and the second video seems to be my video about it. But the idea of this is I can show you the actual bag on the Lowepro website and give you some of the specs, because if you're looking at this bag and you have a mirrorless camera system, because not everybody will have lots of cameras, they might just have the one camera. This fits mirrorless camera or compact DSLR, like I showed you in that clip. I fitted my 550D in it, and is with an attached lens. It's an all-weather bag, and there's a bit more information about it on their website. You can see the weight limitations, the internal dimensions, which is all handy, and that is the first option I'm showing you there. and that's the first bag. So now I'll show you the second option, and that will be, let me just check this, let me get this stuff out of the way so you can see the second option. Okay, there. So that was a tripod bag, and that was the small one, the first option. If you're getting into photography, that would be a great option. The next bag I'll show you is, let me think, which one should I show you? I'll show you my Billingham. That is my favorite bag because I use it the most. It's the most comfortable and it fits nicely. I've got a number of different clips I'll show you about this bag because it fits different things. So let me show you the first one. Okay, so this one is my favorite bag and I've been using this the longest. The types of shoots I do, I normally have this bag because I can carry a body and have additional lenses. So you can see it's a nice compact size. It's got a top handle and the strap has some additional padding. So this pad comes separately to the camera in the bag, and that gives you that extra shoulder support. If you're carrying a big body and lenses, you can see it there. It fits nicely. It's not too big and it's not too small. So if I show you this now and the setup I've got in it. So here it's a nice nylon webbing type strap, and with the addition of this, which is also a Billingham shoulder strap, it lightens the load. Just on its own, that thin, but I would definitely recommend getting this if you have got a Billingham bag. And this is a proper official Billingham one. So if I open that there, you'll see the bag opens up nicely and it allows you entry. So in this I have a 70-200 lens. I also have a Canon body with a lens attached, which is a 24-70. So this gives you a nice option to shoot and use and have a messenger bag. There is one slot empty here. If I wanted to, I could put another lens in there, like a 100mm macro lens. So that would be perfect for like a 2 lens and 1 body setup, and it allows easy access to the lenses and the bodies. As well as that, there are front flaps where you can put extra stuff in, so batteries and business cards or anything like that sort. So that is a good option for that, and that's what I've got in it at the moment. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what you can carry in the Billingham bag. This is the Hadley Pro, and I normally pack it like this. So there's the memory cards in the top. I have my 5D Mark II with a 24-70 lens. I have a flash with batteries in, and then I carry the 70-200 in the side, and then in the front pocket some extra batteries for the flash and some triggers for the flash. So that is what you can get inside a... So that was a quick look at that. There was 2 setups there, and I showed you the bag in motion. So I'm hoping that makes sense. So there's a few more of these I want to show you for the Billingham, especially because the Billingham has a nice setup whereby it's nice and slim, you can see, and it's got an internal section. Let me show you the Billingham website. So that's the Billingham website, and that's the actual bag there. I've got the black one, which is this one here. As you can see, it comes with that internal bag system, which you can basically tailor to your needs. So I'll show you a few more setups, because if you don't have the camera I have, you might have different things. I'll show you another videotape of how you can do that and what else you can fit in the bag, especially if you're thinking about buying it. And it comes in lots of colors. You can see a few options there. And that's the bag I've had probably 5 years now, so it's been a long withstanding bag. Yeah, so let's see what is in there actually at the moment, because it feels quite heavy. I don't know, I can't remember if I left stuff in there. When you have so many bags, it's actually like a bit of a treasure hunt when you go in and see what's in them. Oh, I was wondering where that was. Got another camera in here. Okay, yeah, so I found my other camera. Interesting. Anything else? Here's a few extra little bits and bobs, but that is the Billingham bag. Let me show you one more clip where I took it out on a shoot, and you can see all of these. I have got a playlist with all these videos in, So you can click on the playlist and see these individually. I thought I'd bring them as part of one big series, especially for the photography live show, because if you're interested into photography, you probably want the best camera bag for you. And also remember, it's designed for replay purposes. So in the chapter, you'll see a breakdown of all of these and people dropping in chat. Thank you everybody coming in. It's great to have you on. Now, let me bring you on to the next Billingham clip. And the next one will be...
I'm out and about taking some photos, and I'm going to show you what's in my Billingham Messenger camera bag DSLR photography lens prime setup. So here's a quick overview of what's in the bag. I will speak about everything individually and give you more detail, but this is the Billingham Hadley Pro camera bag that I regularly use for smaller shoots. You can see it fits everything comfortably. So here we are with the setup. The DSLR camera bag has great weight to it and it carries everything comfortably. Got the microphone set up, and this is just a purple Panda mic setup along with an extension lead which I keep in my bag. And alongside that I've got my action camera, and I've got a separate video on this. It's Goodman's 1080p action camera, and it's actually quite good compared to some other 4K cameras I've tested. You can see that in the cards above, and alongside that I also keep some extra memory cards. I'm with the 5D Mark II today, so I've got some CF cards. I number them for good practice, so you can see number 1 is in the camera. I have 2, 3, 4 and 1 extra battery. And alongside that, in this extra section below, I've got a 50mm 1.4. That's my first prime lens. In this I'll show you 2 prime lenses that I regularly use and find comfortable. I have done separate videos on both these prime lenses. The second prime lens is attached to my 5D Mark II, and it's a 100mm 2.8 macro lens. A little mini tripod here which I sometimes mount the action camera to so I can take some extra angles. And this is an articulating arm. It's quite handy. I have got a separate video a while ago when I got this, but I basically use it to attach to the top of my camera. That's my DSLR. So if I am doing some settings and I want to show you some details, like what I did in the prime lens, I actually attach it to the top of the camera and then add my action camera towards the end, and I can actually show you as I'm taking photos of the settings on the camera. It's a bit of an easier way for me to show you. So this is everything that I'm carrying today, and little business card holder with cards in, and that's your general setup. All of this fits comfortably in the Billingham Hadley Pro. I do have space to put more things in, and I did do a separate video about my earlier setup with Billingham camera bag, and you can see it fits a lot more in there. But I'll put all this stuff back in now, and I'm hoping this is giving you a good idea of what the Billingham Hadley Pro camera bag can hold.
So that was the second look at the Billingham bag. You can see that I was just checking the date I bought it. I bought it in February 2014. So that's when I bought this bag. So it's been withstanding the test of time. The colors are still quite good on it. Let me show you the wide view on this. Yeah, should get the wide view now. So that Billingham bag is still doing really well. Considering that you can see in the light there, it's still black. Because the main worry with this was, as time goes on, will the color fade? It hasn't faded. It's withstood the time well. It's still waterproof. The internals are still solid. If I show you that now, actually, it's that foam. If you get like the cheap bags, the foam doesn't withstand that time, and that's still quite stiff, and it's actually good. And also you can get rid of that and use it as a normal bag, so it's even thinner now. It's not as bulky. So you can see that's quite a good option for using for photography and for additional purposes. That's why I like it so much. It's very versatile. Yes, so that's the Billingham bag. Yeah, so I bought it in 2014. We're in 2020 now, so it's been a good 6 years and it's doing very well. I was just looking at some photos online of it to see if I can get any more examples of it. Let me show you these quickly. So there, that's the mixture of colors you can get in it. And again, I would recommend it. It is a good bag. I think I have one more clip of this bag. I want to show you it because with the cameras and lenses you use, we might have different setups. So it's handy to see in different setups. So let me show you the next one. This one was shot on a bike ride. So I took it with me on a small shoot, and I actually had the bag with me on my shoulder. And I want to show you what I carried with it in that setup.
So when I'm off onto a small shoot, I take my Billingham Hadley Pro bag, and this is just en route, and I thought I'll quickly show you what's in there. It's an opportunity to give you another video. So opening up the Hadley, on the side there I've got 2 extra batteries for the flash and for the camera, and here I've got the SD card holder with all the flash and CF cards in, and just below in the middle pocket I've got my Canon 550D with the 24-70 2.8 with the hood. That slides nicely in the middle pocket with space on either side, and under this flap here I've got a 50mm 1.4, and these are the 2 lenses I tend to go to for small shoots because they cover the whole spectrum. And my flash there, the young newer flash, I've done an unboxing of that which you can check out on the cards, and a couple of extra things in the front pocket, just the NatWest card reader and the business card holder, pen, comb, and a few other extra bits and bobs like my pocket knife and some tissues. You can get a lot more in there, but to travel comfortably I found this way is ideal, especially for your shoulder. So these kind of all go in there, so I'll give you a quick overlook of all that stuff there, and that fits nicely. You can replace the flash with a drink bottle. I do that sometimes if I don't need to take a flash photography. So here's a quick picture just for well, perspective, and let's put all that stuff back in now because I'm off to do a shoot, and this is my normal format. So I'm on the bike today. I like to mix it up, so I was in the car previously, but if you live in a town, you'll know the best way to travel is bike, and you can pretty much get into any location without worrying about parking and so on. So let's put all this stuff back in here now, and that's a quick overview of what's in my Billingham Hadley Pro bag. Hope you found that useful, and it gives you an idea of what this bag is capable of holding comfortably. And yep, there you go. So till next time, see you again guys. So when I'm off onto a small shoot, I take my Billingham Hadley.
Okay, so there you see that VT was from an earlier shoot that I did with the bag, and that gives you an idea of the bag and how well it performs over time. I'm going to show you one last clip to do with the Billingham bag, because people have asked me on my previous videos in the comments how it's kept so clean, because 6 years is a long time, and I use it regularly as well. It's not as if it just sits there. This one's been on a lot of shoots with me. So I've got a little clip here that I made previously that actually Billingham commented on as well. So Billingham is an English-based manufacturer of bags, and they suggested, well, they made the video saying actually that's exactly how we recommend you should look after the bag. So I'm going to play you a little clip now of how to look after your bag and keep your Billingham bag clean.
Okay guys, so here we go. This is my Billingham Hadley Pro bag, and you can see in this shot I've made it really bright so you can actually see the bits that I was talking about. So there's little patches on there. I think it's just dirt, but the main step I'm doing first is getting my lint roller. It basically picks up any bits of well, dust or anything like that, so you can see it's doing a good job because it's kind of cleaning it up. So I'm just going around the whole bag with this lint roller, getting the main bits of dirt off, and once that's out the way, then I'll move on to the next step of actually washing it. Okay, so now moving on to the washing step, I've basically got a little brush here. You normally use this for your fingers, like your nails, cleaning them. It's really soft bristles, so just dipping that in soapy water, which you probably can't see that little part thing I've got there. Water is because I've put the brightness on high so you can see the blackness of the bag, but basically dipping it in that and just rubbing onto the bag itself. I didn't use fairy liquid or washing up soap because that I think might be a bit too strong, so the soap is kind of mild, but it'll just give me enough to get rid of these little patches that I've noticed in the bag. So I'm just working around the bag here and brushing away. You can see that this is a Fibonite fabric, so it's waterproof, and it's quite good in that sense that water won't penetrate. So you can just work your way around the bag slowly. I've seen another video online how to clean it. It's actually a bit intense because they put it in a bucket of, well, not bucket, but in a sink of water and let the bag kind of sink. But because there's loads of leather on this bag, I don't want it to crack on me, and then I'll have to re-moisturize the leather. So this way I can actually just get the spots that are dirty and clean it off. And you can see it's kind of working well. So once this has gone round and I've gone around the whole bag, I'll actually let it hang and dry. But it's bits that kind of need a bit more attention, like under the handle, because you obviously pick it up from there, so there's a bit more cleaning there, and just using the brush to work around that now. And once this is done, all I'll do is work on the soap and the warm water that I'm using with this brush, and you can see it's kind of working through the main bits that get used. So because that top bag section normally hangs over the flaps of the inner pockets, I didn't worry about washing those. I washed the pockets themselves, so I just worked through those and just kind of cleaned those, and you can see how that looks in this final image now. And I've actually hung up the bag just to show you how the final look is. It's still drying, so I've just left it to dry inside. This is not outside because it kind of attracts dust, this black bag does.
Okay, so that was a quick look at the Billingham bag. That section there, I'll timestamp it, so if you're interested in that bag you can see everything about it. So you can see how I cleaned that bag and how it performs. I think I cleaned it like that twice in the full 6-year period, so it's quite good in terms of not attracting dust and getting dirty that quickly. So luckily, as part of this live stream, we've found a few extra things in the bags which I wasn't expecting to be there. So we up an action camera and an extra camera DSLR body at the moment. That one there is the 550D, and we're using a capture card at the moment, which we're actually using for that additional shot, which is wider than you're used to seeing. Again, check in the cards, you'll see that video if you're interested in having different angles. Back to photography bags. Which one shall we do next? I think the next one has got to be so let me explain actually for timeline purposes. That, can you see that there? Should be able to. So this one is the Lowepro Fastpack bag. That one was the first camera bag I bought. Let me show you the setup for that. So this is my most used camera bag, and this one is the Lowepro Fastpack AW version 1. There's a version 2 in this which comes with a facelifted model, and it looks slightly different from how this one looks. But this is a great bag because it has a laptop section in the back. I really like the padding also, as well as the hip type support where you can put an extra strap around your waist. And it's a Lowepro, it's got an extra case on the front, and it's got a little loop there where you can put sunglasses. So that is the back, here is the front. Now this one has 2 sections. The top section is like a storage day section, so you can see that you can fit quite a lot of stuff in there. I normally carry an additional body up here. As well as that, the main bit of this bag is the side entry. That is just a lens wipe. So here you can actually open up and you can see you can fit a full body in there. Lens, 2 flashes, and it's well distributed on your back, so that is a great option. Let me just do that properly because that looks a bit messy how it is. That's just a lens well, on this side, so you can do that and pull the body out. So it's a good addition for this camera bag. It's a Lowepro, and this is the one I've had the longest. It's probably the first bag I bought, and since then I bought the Billingham bag, and I have an additional bag which I'll compare to this because it's a backpack. So this is that bag. Okay, so now I have the Lowepro camera bag here. First things first, everything that fitted in the Esddi bag, which is that bag there, fits in this one section of this bag, minus one of the lens caps. Lens, what am I calling a cap? Shade. Oh, I need to check that out. Hood, yeah, lens hood, that's what it is. Okay, so now I've opened this. This is my Lowepro, which I've had the longest, and you can see straight away those are the triggers which fit right here. So the triggers are there, the batteries are here. I've got an extra lens. The good thing about this bag is it's deeper, but it's a good thing, but it sticks out more from your body because it's obviously thicker, so the lens fits in that way. I've got my 100mm lens here, but without the hood on. Normally with the hood it might still fit, but it'll be too much pressure. In front of the lens is the memory card holder, 1 flash, 2 flash, and then the body there, which leaves the whole upper section free. So you'll see that bit there, but then we have the whole upper section here, which is entirely free. So it depends how tightly you want to pack stuff, but I've packed this tightly enough, and the weight's lower to your back, so it kind of. So that was a quick look at the Fastpack, which is this bag here. One thing I'll notice about this is I've had it long enough to be able to say if you're using it in a venue, you'll see how bulky that is. Kind of that bulky. That bulky. So it's a good bag, but when you fit it out with gears, it's quite away from your back. So keep that in mind. Is there a surprise in this one? Let me open this one and see if we've got anything left in this bag. What do you reckon? We're gonna get another camera or lens or body or something? Oh, okay. I was actually looking for those. So that's the beauty of having so many bags. You always end up leaving something in one of the bags. So then when you're packing one bag, because what will happen is you'll pack a different bag for different types of shoots. So depending on where you're going, I'll basically put all the bags out and get the one that fits the most. So that's why I've got multiple bags. It's almost like ladies with matching their shoes with their handbags, but we're professionals and it's photography, so it's allowed, I think. Let me know in the comments or chat if that's right or not. Okay, so let me show you one more video about this, because the best bit I showed you in that was it fits a full body with the big lens. You can easily grab it. So let me show you a clip while demonstrating that.
Hi guys, welcome to the video and what's in my Lowepro Fastpack 250 backpack. Birmingham, Brindley Place, and as I was passing through I thought I'll do a quick what's in my camera bag. And this Fastpack 250 backpack, it's the first version. I have noticed there's a version AW2 that's come out with a few amendments and adjustments, but this is the earlier version. And you'll see straight away there, my front pack here, I've got some business card holders in a wallet and my camera strap, which I hardly ever use, so I keep it in the front. I keep a water bottle in the side cage area. You could also put a tripod in that side area, but inside the main pocket there I've got my 5D Mark II with the 70-200, and in the two side pockets I've got a Canon 100mm macro lens and a 50mm 1.4 lens. There I've got my SD card holder, and in that side section my flash. So that all fits in the lower section, and the side has a good zip where you can actually zip out and pull the camera, as you would have seen in my montage intro. It's a great size bag and it feels comfortable with it's quite heavy equipment, you could say, in here. I actually have a higher section on top as well, which is more for daily essentials, like a general stuff day section, but I also carry my secondary camera body in that upper section, which I'll show you now. This little wallet, I keep my Goodman's action camera bits and bobs in that little wallet, and here you've got a 550D with a 70-200 2.8 lens, a few snacks and some cloths just to wipe the bodies down with. And I also have a slot on the side of this which is suitable up to 15.4 inch laptop, but I just keep the tablet in there. So yeah, this is a quick overview of what's in the bag, and it carries a lot of equipment without looking too bulky. So
okay, so that was another view of that. You can see it fits loads of different stuff, and because I've had it long enough to be able to give a review, it's got a good setup on it. It still holds its form, so in that sense it is one of the better cameras bags to have. You can get loads of cheap ones on Amazon and stuff, so I'm not sure if those are going to be long lasting in longevity. This one, I checked the date I bought it was in 2012. So you can see it still performs perfectly fine. It's a good multi-purpose bag. Let me bring you to my other view here. Yeah, it's a good multi-purpose bag because it's got two sections. So the lower section is separate for the photography gear. The upper section is basically divided so you can put day stuff, because when you're out shooting or taking photos, you're going to have stuff with you that doesn't relate to photography, like maybe food or snacks or extra layers. So you want to be able to keep them separate and access them quickly without kind of opening the full photography bag and taking it out of the photography sections. So that was the Fastpack bag. Again, links in description and chapter breakdown to see all that information. I'm going to show you another one now, which is a newer not newer as in the brand newer, but I've had it newer, and that one is the Esddi. Let me move this Lowepro out the way. So also thanks everybody in chat. Make sure to say hi. It's good to have you on. And I'll be interested to know what photography bags do you have at the moment. I'm talking to that camera, but you're over here. The best photography bag you have at the moment. If you're watching a replay, let me know in the comments. I'll be sure to check out what the most common bags are, because interesting Lowepro seems to be the main one. Okay, so let me show you the next one. I'll bring you to the wide view again there. Yeah, so far we're up an action camera, an extra camera. This was everything that I found in the bags as I was showing you, and a memory card holder. I wonder what we're going to get. Well, I know what we're going to get in the Esddi because I use that for work. So this Esddi photography bag is one that I use now, and I've used it for maybe 3 weeks possibly, but I use it for work purposes. So let me bring you over here. This bag, let me show you the clip of it first so you can see how it performs, because I know when I was looking at bags I wanted to see how they look on people, like when you're carrying, how do they feel and how are they for weight. So let me show you a clip of this bag and then we'll do a review on this one. When we do a review, I'll compare this Esddi bag with the Fastpack Lowepro bag because they're similar in terms of size and they're both backpacks. But let me show you this clip.
So here I have another backpack made by Esddi. This is a fairly new bag. I'm just testing it out to see how it performs. It's got good foam on the straps. It's got a waist section with a nice bright orange little clip. You can clip on like that. There's an extra little hoops here for sunglasses you can hang on, or even if you have a little pouch. I normally have my memory cards which I can stick on that. It's got a little carabiner, and the back of it is actually quite handy because it has a document storage section, like a safe section. It's got this little bit here where you can put it on the back of luggages, and then the side has a little stretchy bag where you can actually put a drinks bottle. There's additional straps if you have extra accessories you can clip on. The bag is very lightweight, but it's got a good seal on it for the zip, and the second side has a tripod. So you would have seen that little section with the tripod of this camera. Make sure to check out the chapters because there will be breakdowns of all the cameras I'm checking out, the camera bags I'm checking out today. So if I open this up quickly just to give you an idea, it opens up as a full section and it's like a bit of a suitcase. So right now I've got a little body in there just to test it out, but it's slid all the way down. So it should have been like that there. That is just the accessories. I've got some of these things out. I will show you this fully packed up and show you how it looks with all the accessories in and what you can get in it. But it's a good option because you can take out all the inner sections and use it as a day bag. So like have luggage in there if you're using for a weekend. There's additional zip pockets up here. But I have been impressed with this because it's got a little slot up here where you can put a laptop in or a tablet. There is also a little section on the front here as well. Okay, so I'm going to quickly show you what you can carry in this Esddi bag. And this Esddi bag is a dual camera bag, so depending on the setup you can carry a number of things in there. So what you will see is I have flashes, 2 flashes right now, and those 2 flashes there. I've got extra batteries for the flashes. I've got an extra lens, 100mm Canon macro lens, extra memory cards in a case. I can fit a lot more in this, but this is what I find comfortable carrying. This lens is a 24-70. You'll notice I've put it in sideways because if I put it in like that, it sticks out a bit too high. So you have to be careful with your lens measurements and make sure they're not too tall for this case. So that's another lens, that's 2 lenses. Then I've got a 5D Mark II with the 24-70 body lens, 70-200. That was a 24-70. I use these extra straps to make sure the lens is kept in place. I also have the lens additional triggers. So putting all of that back in again, you'll see lens, triggers, put 1 battery there, a couple of batteries here. There are more of these dividers where you can divide sections up even more. Flashes there. and that just goes in there. You close it and zip it up.
Okay, so that was a quick look at the Esddi bag. So you'll notice in that little segment I showed you the lens and how I put them in. I had to put them in lengthwise because this bag is not that thick. Because it's slimline, it's important to know what your lens sizes are. Because think about it, look, that's nice and slim compared to my Lowepro Fastpack. But in my Fastpack, I can put lenses in this way, which means I can get two lenses in next to each other. Whereas here, I'm having to lie it down long ways. That's something to keep in mind. A quick message before we continue. This show has been made possible by DSTE Technologies. We have a link in the description for you to be able to pick up your batteries. The link is for the Canon range of cameras. However, if you follow the link and go to DSTE's manufacturer Amazon shop, you can actually find a battery for your camera. So that's going to be a good price and a reliable battery for you and your camera. Okay, so now up next, I need to show you the comparison. So I did a quick video about comparing the Esddi versus the Lowepro. And I think you'll find that useful, especially if you're looking for a backpack, because the main setup that people want is backpacks. So they're a bit easier to carry everywhere you go. And after this, I've got the Pelican case, which is the full-on military style big thing that's kind of bulletproof. So make sure you stay tuned to watch that one. Again, I'm linking them in chapters, so just skip to the bit you're interested in. But here's the comparison.
Okay, so in this video, I'm going to do a comparison of two backpacks. This one is a Lowepro Fastpack AW. The first version. I use that a lot because of the setup I use, but this one is a new one that I'm testing out. It looks more trendy, however it's very lightweight. It allows you to use two bodies in there, and the camera bag itself has straps with additional padding on the back of it. So you can see there, that is the padding for the shoulder blades, and you've got this extra section behind your waist, so that will make sure the weight is distributed equally. And because it's a bigger bag, it's actually got, in theory, you can carry two camera bodies, one at the bottom, one at the top, and there's little dividers that you can use there to make sure you've got enough lens space. So as a full pack, that one is really good, but I haven't tested it for long enough. This one is the Lowepro. I've tested that for maybe 10 years now. So I've been using this for long enough to be able to tell you that this has withstood the test of time. It's a different layout to the Esddi bag because it has, let me open a zip, two distinct sections. So the lower section here allows you to put a camera, two lenses and some flashes here. But then that's like a self-contained area for the camera. Above it is a different section altogether. This one has a divider in, and you can put things in there. Maybe you can put a jacket in there. You can actually carry additional body in there, which is what I normally do. Apart from that, it allows you a dedicated laptop storage section on the side, which goes in the back. And again, in the back of this, it does have straps with padding and a full padded back area. And I've had this on a long journey in London when we were walking about like a big NEC museum and NEC show for the motorcycle, and I had a 70 to 200 lens in there, which is a big lens with a 5D Mark II, and I had some snacks and stuff on the top, and it performed perfectly well.
So that was your quick look at the comparison of those two bags. Right now, let me bring you on another view. Right now, I'm behind this big military bag thing here, and that's the one that I put all my gear in when it's being stored, or if I'm going on a place where I need to sit down on a seat. So here you can see that's how big it is. But I'll show you a quick clip of this one next, and you can see the breakdown, and I might even show you what's in it right now, possibly. But yeah, this is my last bag today, and this is going to be the main big boy bag.
Okay, so now we are talking big boy bags. Not technically a bag because it's a case, But if you have expensive gear and you need a seat, because technically it's strong enough for you to be able to sit on the bag if you're going to be doing a fashion show, for example, so it acts like a seat and it's got dual purposes. So what I'll do is I'll show you the bag here. So alongside the normal carry bags, this one will allow additional storage. There's sections in here, you'll see with the close-up when I put the gear into it, but it distributes the weight equally and it's got different padding sections in the camera bag. You've got the top upper section which you can separately buy, so that's a different add-on, but it does allow you to separate all the gear you've got. So you can see there I've got the cables split out separately. It's a Pelican 1510 case. I'll show you a close-up of this with all the gear in it so you can see what it can actually be put in there. So this one is a bigger case, however it will withstand more, well, necessities. You could probably throw that about. I haven't tested it yet, but I've seen those videos online where they actually throw it out of military vehicles and stuff. But the best thing about this is it's got its own little rolling system. So that is an overview of that bag. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what you can fit in a Pelican case 1510. You'll see straight away in the upper section all the batteries have come here. These are extra things, but in the main section down here you can see the camera body with the lens, 550D with a 70 to 200. We've got the 5D Mark II with a 24 to 70. We've got 2 flashes. We've got 100mm macro. We've got 50mm. Got triggers and memory card holder. So all of that fits in the case. Obviously it's a bigger case and it's more protective. So that is your review.
So that was a quick look at the Pelican 1510 case. So I'm hoping you find that useful if you're thinking about getting this case. It's a big case, but it's actually very protective for your equipment. And that was the last one today. So again, remember we have everything linked in the chapters so you can check out the bags you're interested in. I'm hoping you found this useful. We did last week's photography live show about how to take photos of your pet, which is where I got my Max photo up there, which we took. And before that, we did product photography tips. So next week's show, we're going to be focusing on a different topic. Stay tuned so we can let you know about that next time. It's been a pleasure having you on, and it's always great to see you in chat. If you're watching in replay, make sure to check out the description. As we say, you'll have all the links for all the bags we mentioned today. Do let me know which is your favorite bag and what bag are you using at the moment. I'll see if I can get those bags and review them next to the ones that I've been regularly using. See you next week.